Listen to people close to Diddy, been the victim of violence behind bars. So there was an incident that we first learned about 2 weeks ago during Diddy's sentencing hearing, and he said, I was sleeping in my bed in the prison. It's a federal detention facility in Brooklyn called MDC Brooklyn, and there are federal inmates who are in many cases waiting for their trial as well. And Diddy claimed that somebody held a knife to his throat. He woke up and this guy basically had him, and he had the knife, and Diddy was at this person's mercy. Now, it's unclear what exactly happened from there. Was there a guard that came in? Did Diddy somehow fight this person off? Well, it seems unlikely that happened. Or did the person just leave? Bottom line, this guy, at least according to people close to Diddy and Diddy himself, could have hurt him badly or even taken his life. And I think that was something they wanted known during the hearing because they wanted the judge to take some pity on Diddy. It probably didn't help ultimately because he does get the 4+ year sentence. But again, this just is something that is the reality of life for Diddy right now. It's a guy who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars who is now living in a prison cell and will be at least, again, for the next 2.5 years or so.
Diddy was...
A lot has happened with Diddy lately, and the updates just keep getting more serious. Right now, Diddy is in federal prison because he was found guilty of 2 crimes related to transporting people for prostitution. However, he was found not guilty of the most serious charges, like racketeering and sex trafficking. Even so, the judge gave him a 50-month sentence, which is a little more than 4 years in prison. Now his lawyers are fighting hard to change that. They are saying the punishment is way too harsh. They believe the judge made a mistake and gave him extra time because of accusations the jury didn't actually convict him for. In simple terms, they think he's being punished for things the jury said he wasn't guilty of. His legal team has asked an appeals court to do one of 3 things: set him free completely, let him out of prison right now, or send the case back to lower his sentence. But so far, nothing has changed. He's still in prison while everyone waits to see what the appeals court decides. Meanwhile, things are getting tense outside the courtroom too. Diddy's son, King Combs, recently said he wants to move the whole family out of the United States. He mentioned countries in Africa like South Africa, Nigeria, and Ghana. He says the family feels a lot of pressure and believes many people in America have turned against them. He also said he was upset about a Netflix documentary that showed Diddy's legal troubles to the world. From his point of view, it felt unfair and embarrassing to see his father's name talked about everywhere. But moving to another country won't make the internet forget what happened. News travels everywhere, and the situation keeps getting more complicated. A man named Jonathan Hay recently made new sexual assault allegations. He says something serious happened in 2021 and reported it to law enforcement. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is now investigating. Another person connected to the situation, CJ Wallace, the son of the famous rapper Notorious B.I.G., was also mentioned in these claims. CJ strongly denies the accusations and has filed a countersuit, saying it's a smear campaign meant to damage his reputation. Right now, these cases are tangled in court, and because Diddy is already serving a federal sentence, some of these civil lawsuits might be paused for a long time. On top of that, there are reports that Diddy sold his private jet while in prison. The sale was reportedly between $15 million and $30 million. Why would someone sell something like that? Legal battles cost a lot of money. Lawyers are expensive, especially in big cases like this. Some reports also say he has tightened financial support for his children, which makes people wonder if money is getting tight because of legal fees. There were also reports that Diddy asked former President Donald Trump for a presidential pardon. A pardon would mean forgiveness for his federal crimes and possibly early release. But according to reports, that request was denied. Then something even more disturbing came out. Before his sentencing, Diddy told the court that while he was at the Metropolitan Detention Center, another inmate allegedly held a knife to his throat while he was sleeping. That's a very serious and scary claim. The reason behind it isn't clear, but it shows how dangerous prison can be. He used to live in huge mansions with security and luxury. Now he's in a place where danger can show up at any moment. Some people say this is karma. Others say it's just consequences. Either way, his life has changed completely. Right now, everything is uncertain. Will the appeals court reduce his sentence? Will his family really move to Africa? Will more allegations come forward? So they're asking, why is Diddy getting hit so hard? They argue the judge may have based the punishment on accusations the jury didn't even agree with. That's their big point. They're basically saying, he's sitting in prison not just for what he was convicted of, but for things the jury rejected. That's the battle happening in court right now. And prosecutors? They are not backing down, not even a little. From their side, they believe every day Diddy is serving is deserved. They say there was plenty of evidence. They say the jury made the right call, and they don't want him going anywhere. So now it's a legal war. Both sides are fighting hard, and Diddy's freedom is hanging in the balance. But that's only one part of the storm, because outside the courtroom, his family is making headlines too. One of Diddy's sons, King Combs, recently broke his silence, and what he said shocked people. He announced that he wants to relocate the entire family out of the United States. Yes, out of the country. He mentioned places in Africa, like South Africa, Nigeria, and Ghana. He said the family feels unwanted. He said people have turned against them, and he believes the pressure has become too much. Imagine that. A family that once lived in wealth, fame, and power, now talking about leaving America completely. King Combs also blamed a Netflix documentary that brought Diddy's controversies to millions of viewers worldwide. He called it disgraceful. And honestly, you can understand why. Watching your father's name get dragged everywhere, on every screen, in every headline. That's not easy. But the truth is, moving away won't erase what's happening. The internet doesn't forget. And the allegations aren't stopping. Even while Diddy remains locked up, new accusations are still coming forward. A music producer named Jonathan Hay has reportedly contacted law enforcement with new claims of serious sexual assault. Authorities in Los Angeles have acknowledged the report and say they are investigating. That means even though Diddy is already serving time, more legal trouble could still be building. And here's where things get even messier. Jonathan Hay also mentioned another major name, CJ Wallace. That's the son of the legendary rapper Notorious B.I.G. CJ Wallace has been connected to Diddy's circle for years, so when his name got pulled into this, people immediately paid attention. CJ has denied the claims and filed a countersuit, calling it a smear campaign. So now lawsuits are flying in both directions. More investigations, more court battles, more pressure. And all of this is happening while Diddy is behind bars. But legal battles cost money, a lot of money, and reports say Diddy may be running out. Word started spreading that he sold his private jet. Yes, his jet. The sale was reportedly between $15 million and $30 million. That's not pocket change. And people are asking, why would someone like Diddy sell something that valuable? Some believe it's because legal fees are piling up fast. Lawyers aren't cheap. And when you're fighting multiple cases, the bills can become overwhelming. There were also reports that he tightened financial support for his children. Strict allowances. No more unlimited spending. That suggests something serious is happening behind the scenes. Then another shocking report came out. Apparently, Diddy even tried to request a presidential pardon. A pardon would mean forgiveness for his federal crimes, and possibly walking free. Some reports claim he asked Donald Trump. But the answer? A straight no? Rejected. No help. No mercy. And with that door closed, Diddy's situation only looks darker. From private jets and luxury, to prison threats and court desperation. This is a real-time fall from grace. And the biggest question now is what happens next? Will the appeals court actually reduce his sentence? Sometimes it leads to chaos. But either way, it keeps the story moving. Right now, we're watching something that used to look untouchable slowly unravel. This was someone who once controlled music charts, business deals, fashion lines, and television networks. A name that carried power in every room. And now, that same name is tied to courtrooms, appeals, prison reports, and legal bills. That's not a small shift. That's a complete life reversal. And whether you feel sympathy, anger, disappointment, or nothing at all, you can't deny this is a massive fall from the top. But here's something important to remember. The legal system takes time. Appeals don't happen overnight. Investigations don't end in a week. Court decisions can take months, sometimes years. So what we're seeing right now? This is only one chapter, not the whole book. The appeals court still hasn't heard arguments. The investigations are still ongoing. The lawsuits are still sitting in limbo. And until official rulings come out, everything is still unfolding. That's why your perspective matters. Conversations matter. Staying informed matters. Not jumping to conclusions too quickly matters. Because in situations like this, emotions run high. People pick sides fast. Social media moves even faster than facts. But real outcomes come from courts, not comment sections. Still, discussion is powerful. So I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think justice is being served? Do you think the punishment fits the conviction? Do you think his appeal will change everything? Or do you think this is just the beginning of even more legal trouble? Let's talk about it respectfully. Let's talk about it thoughtfully. Because this story isn't just about one celebrity anymore. It's about accountability. It's about how fame and power interact with the legal system. It's about what happens when someone at the top suddenly falls, and whether that fall is temporary or permanent. Also, if you've been following this case closely, make sure you stay updated. These developments are moving fast. New court filings, new reports, new reactions. And when the appeals court finally responds, that decision could change everything overnight. So if you want continued updates, make sure you stay tuned. Follow along. Keep watching, because the next chapter might be the biggest one yet. And before we wrap this up, remember something important. No matter how powerful someone is, no matter how famous someone becomes, no matter how big their empire looks, everything can change. Sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly, but change always comes. Right now, Diddy's future hangs in the balance. For years behind bars, unless something shifts. An appeal waiting to be heard. A family considering leaving the country. New investigations still being reviewed. And a public divided on what should happen next. This is one of those moments where history is still being written. We're not looking back at a finished story. We're watching it unfold in real time. So stay aware, stay curious, stay thoughtful, and most importantly, stay engaged. Because what happens next could reshape everything. Now I want to hear from you. What do you believe happens next in this story? Let your voice be heard. Join the conversation. And we'll keep watching this unfold, step by step. Until the next update.